Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we talk what really happens if we end up with a whiskey glut. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, as well as our special guests, Jason Bronner, Tim Swyatt, and Darren McElroy.
Hey gang, what's up?
Howdy.
What's happening, y'all?
Hello. So yes, there continue to be new bourbon drinkers all the time, but distilleries have ramped up production. There's also new ones coming online all the time. So what does this mean? What if we get in a situation where more bourbon's being created than demand? We'll talk about what that might look like. We'll get to that after the break, though. For right now, Darren said there's something he wanted to talk about. What is that, sir?
So, I want to know the last time you guys were on a roller coaster, if you're really big roller coaster people, or do you avoid them?
Okay.
I want to know your opinions on roller coasters.
Okay. I'll go first. I haven't been on a roller coaster in probably 15 years. I never did really like them, but my tolerance has shrunken over the years. I can't really go on them. It jerks me around, and then I get like a headache and feel unequilibrium gets messed up and it's an extended amount of time. It went from 45 minutes to 2 hours to 3 hours, and it's like no. And now I can go on just ones where they get like a log flume where it's just kind of like straight down all that, but the jerking you side to side and all that. And then hills and side to side and curves and upside down. I can't do it. It messes me up. So I avoid the roller coasters. That doesn't mean I have to miss out on everything, but don't do roller coasters. How about you guys?
I think the last time I was on a roller coaster was, I want to say like 2017, 2018 maybe.
Sure.
And it was at Universal down in Florida with my brother. Would have been the last time I had been there. And I
remember the text well. It was like, Steve, I was just on a motherfucking roller coaster.
Yep, that's exactly the text.
I was like, oh, congrats.
For sure.
Like, when's the next one? You're like, I don't know. Nothing's scheduled.
Not sure, yeah. I think that was the last one. It was in the wizarding world of Harry Potter.
Okay. All right.
That one. I thought you were going to be on the Incredible Hulk at Isles of Adventure. That one's fun.
I think we went on that one as well, but the last one we went on was...
The last one you went on.
It was her swan song.
Yeah,
that was it.
Okay. Tim, how about you? Roller coaster guy?
Yeah, I do enjoy a roller coaster, but I know my limits. And certain ones I'm just like, I'm just not putting myself through that. If mine would have been also pre-pandemic, probably would have been 2015, 2016, last time we went as a family to Six Flags Great America. It would have been Raging Bull. That one I do enjoy. And I enjoy more knowing where all the cameras are at and ruining people's photos. Doing very different graphic things.
You ruined it.
By graphic things, what are you flashing the camera with?
You do the double dongs. You lift your shirt up. There's a lot of fun things you can do.
Wow.
on those things. So it's quite entertaining what I do on things. As the general is just showing the double dong move that I pull. Yeah,
she's okay with this or not?
She laughs and partakes in this too as well.
Okay, she does the double dong move herself.
She does. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's a
if I ever
slide
happen
move.
to be on a roller coaster and she's double donging it behind me, I'm going to put that in the office. That's going to be.
I'm buying that picture.
It'll be me screaming, of course, because I don't like roller coasters, but that'll be worth it because of the double dong action.
Yes. Usually get one up, one down. It's usually just a picture, and you know exactly what's going on. It's quite entertaining. Yes, I like ruining those pictures. I ruined it.
You ruined it. Wow. McNeil goes to the theme park and she's like, "There's some guy behind me from Chicago. He ruined it."
Yes,
he ruined it. All right.
I think sans the double dong. I love roller coasters.
He gives a little look.
I absolutely love roller coasters, but I think the last time I went on one, which I was probably approaching my 50s, that I was like, wow, that was pretty violent. And I was like,
tomorrow.
Your body just isn't able to take it anymore.
I enjoyed it until like almost Steve did. I didn't get quite as bad, but I kind of started, my neck got stiff.
Right.
It was pretty violent. I didn't remember it being
There's recovery time after
rough,
that.
Yeah. But I absolutely love them. If I could, do it in some kind of easy chair, that'd be great.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. You asked the question then, Darren. What do you think?
I absolutely love roller coasters. I agree. I don't get pains, but that's
yet.
Yeah,
you're 25.
You're a child still.
Yeah.
But last time I went on one was last year. I have a group of friends and we try and get together and go every year. And the fun thing is, I'm about the only person that likes roller coasters. But since we just go to Six Flags, so it's nothing cool. But since we were like, oh, we made a day out of this, I convinced them all to go on roller coasters with me every time. And by the end of the day, they're all like, I hate you. Why do you make me do this? I was like, I don't know. You guys keep falling for it. So they're screaming their whole time. I've never thought about doing the double dog on the cameras, but I like
you should see the still pictures we have, Darren. Oh my God, they're glorious.
Yeah.
My brother and I patented that at Disney World, totally ruining family pictures of us doing inappropriate things with our hands.
I didn't get you asked to leave at Disney.
You're quick enough, as long as you move fast enough. But now they have face recognition software everywhere, so they catch up to us faster.
Do you just claim innocence? Like I was hands up cheering and it just seems to be in a weird spot? You're reading too much into this, man. That's
not my fault. You got a dirty mind.
Yeah, that's on you. What you're seeing, what you're seeing. That's not.
He's literally got his fucking shirt pulled up and is pinching his own nipple. You misconstrued what I was doing. I had an itch.
I had a small itch. Yeah, it was
a bad camera placement. Do better.
Oh God,
it's not my fault.
You're taking a small moment out of my life where I was itching myself and turned it into something that's not, buddy. That's what you're doing. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Shame on them.
I think we need to build the Archie Bunker lounge lazy boy chair, one guy roller coaster, and I just kind of sit back.
The one guy roller coaster. Yeah.
It just kind of rocks back and forth.
In a lazy boy.
Yeah. Fair enough. So there you go. On that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Tim Swyatt. Let's get him out of the way, and then we can play.
Let's get me out of the way. I've got a bottle of 10th Mountain Whiskey bourbon from the ABV Barrel Shop.
Okay. Nothing there. Nothing. All right. Looks like Darren's ready to go, so we'll go with him.
I got a bottle of Common Ritual. This is number 1. This was their first release.
Okay, solid. Could be enough to win this thing. We're going to see what happens. Jason's next.
I've got another screw top. I'm going to have to go back to the old Bardstown.
Okay, sit in the Bardstown.
Go ahead and get rid of that one.
Could be a last bottle. Yeah. Let's show pour.
Bottled in bond. It's really good. It's
really good. Okay. So. All right, Beka, how about you?
I don't. It's a screw cap. This is not what it looks like. It looks like it's Maker's Mark, but it's actually a 1970s limestone.
Okay.
From West Hardin.
Okay.
So, but screw top. I'm not sure I've ever actually cracked into this before.
Okay.
He has though.
It smells like a dusty.
Interesting. Yes. I've got a product called Revival from Highwire Distilling. It's their Jimmy Red Corn. 100% Jimmy Red Corn. All right, let's see what we got here. That was solid. Becca, who won that? Darren or me?
You did.
There we go. Cheers to me. Cheers, gang. Darren looks like he was protesting that. Nothing you can do, though. When a judge has made a decision, we've established that as there's no appeals.
Why overruled one the other day, and you took it as an acceptable answer.
I mean,
online.
Like Tim can appeal as much as he wants, but really at the end of what happens right now during the show is all that actually matters.
Right. We're asking for a decision. Right.
Yeah, the general public isn't privy to the conversations we have on the ABV Crew Club page.
In 1985, Don Deckinger messed up that call that gave the Royals the World Series against the Cardinals. And you know what? We can review the video, and we know he's wrong. Mm-hmm. But in reality, that doesn't matter. You
just seem pretty happy to be getting a win through Swiat. So
I was happy to be justified. It doesn't change the record, though. I lost on the show, unfortunately. But yeah,
can we
know that I was in the right.
Can we play it back?
Yeah,
Darren, you got jobbed.
Put the decibel meter on it.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. So, all right, what we'll do next, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about what happens if there's a whiskey glut. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
Hello, this is Danny Kennard, and I'm recording on the ABV Network.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about what happens if there's a whiskey glut and what the hell's a whiskey glut?
I kind of thought that was known, but yes, they're laying down a lot of bourbon these days, a lot. So what happens when there's so much of it out there? And right now it's not really a problem because they've been laying down this huge amounts the last couple of years. Well, we know bourbon has to age, and even if it starts getting backed up a little bit, that's okay. We'll hold it back, and instead of releasing it at 5 years, we'll release it at 6 or 7. But at some point, it gets to be a problem. It's like, ooh, we got a bunch of 7-year-old whiskey here. We got more than we can sell this year and next. and then we're still laying stuff down. Now we're going to have 8, 9, 10-year-old stuff. What do we do? How do we unload this? So that becomes the issue. And what do you guys think? What happens when we get to that point where there's more product out there than the consumers are buying? What's going to happen?
I thought whiskey glut was an intestinal problem.
Oh yeah,
I thought it was a type of person.
Thought it was a bacteria.
I've got a huge whiskey glut.
Okay, all right. Well, this one is going well.
No. What would happen is Steinkamp would be sitting out front with a cup and ringing a bell in front of the ABV Barrel Shop, trying to help fund his whiskey brand. That's for sure what would happen. Now, economics wise, you have too much supply, price is going to have to go down if demand is not there. So you're going to see pricing points.
I do think you're hitting on source brands are going to suffer for sure.
That's what I'm trying to be nice about and have a little fun with Steinkamp. Source brands are going to have some trouble.
The Jim Beams of the world,
product for cash flow.
Yeah, the Heaven Hills, the Jim Beams, they're going to be fine because they can go to lower price products or whatever they have to do. They can sell excess inventory at a cheaper price than they have.
$1 million marketing campaigns to help get people to drink more. And
Well, the bigger question is going to be what's going to happen to the farmers that have to sell the corn and all the grain and everything they have to produce if the whiskey companies aren't buying it. So, granted, they can only produce so much, but they take out all those loans and build that more farmland. That trickles down unless they can find something for that grain to go for. That's an unintended consequence of that.
Yep.
Yes, this is true. That's one that we hadn't even planned to talk about on the show here, but it's real. That is definitely real.
You start tracking it down. Glass factories, cork producers, anybody who doesn't own that process, anybody who sells to the industry is going to have problems. Mm-hmm. And then
what happened during Prohibition?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. What else do we think might happen?
Do you think that there'll just be an influx of like bourbon barrel aged or like bourbon things? Like people will just start using bourbon for everything. Like all of a sudden there'll be a lot more vanilla that's just made with bourbon. There'll just be like
bourbon barbecue sauce,
hand sanitizer that smells like bourbon. Like are people gonna just like they have to offload it to something, and so like
you got to substitute it with something.
Yeah, so is it going to be like offloaded into just more random things so that it's being used? Maybe.
Yeah, I think in the short term, what we see is age statements come back, and eventually you get. I mean, you go back to the old days where they had such a glut of whiskey. The age statements start going away. They dump a bunch of 20, 22-year-old stuff in there, and then they put some 15-year-old in there, like this is 15-year-old whiskey or 13-year-old whiskey or 10. They're trying to get rid of the older stuff, but putting the younger age statement on there just because they have so much. I mean, and that's why going back to what Jason's done through the years, drinking all those Dusties, you're like, man, this is a 8-year-old product, but man, it's so flavorful. Well, yeah, it probably had a bunch of 20-year-old whiskey in there or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that stuff starts.
I don't know. I mean, if I know that there's a lot of room in the foreign markets and overseas markets for case sales to grow of whiskey. I would love to see that get full. And then if the rest of the world takes bourbon on like the United States is doing, then
we haven't begun to scratch the surface on it.
We wouldn't have to worry about a glut in our lifetime, but, if bourbon falls out of favor and it doesn't get overseas, and there are a lot of places coming online in the next 10 years, next 5 years, I don't know. It would be kind of scary.
It would be, right?
Think about Scotch. I know you're bringing up a product that is old. That's relevant to Steve. But the largest selling category of whiskey is still blended Scotch.
Yeah,
we're just starting the blending renaissance of American whiskey because now we can say that. I think your blenders that are out there having access to a larger age stock, to your point, Steve, on the Dusties, it may be an 8-year-old stated, but it could be 3% 8-year-old and the rest is whatever. I think you'd see a renaissance in American blended whiskey. It would truly rise on its own because you got to put product on the shelf. The whiskey's got to sell. It's got to move. Producers got to move it.
And so blending will be trending, is what you're saying?
Blending is already trending. Steve was well on the cusp of that one in 2019, 2020. Yeah. But I think American blended whiskey will be a huge benefit of that situation. If we got a lot of whiskey laying around, that needs to be moved.
Just think if years after my death, I'm viewed as this visionary who did the blending. They're like, this guy was so important. So damn important. No one appreciated him. No one cared about him.
The Nostradamus.
Oh, yeah, Steve. You're so underappreciated right
now. Man, we had a national treasure, and we just let him slip away.
No, it's...
We never told him.
No one cared.
Never said how much we cared about him.
No one cared during his lifetime. Yeah.
Nope.
My kid will go around to all these award things and stuff like that, and be
post-mortem awards.
He'll just be annoyed about it too.
The whole circuit.
Kat will just be so annoyed about it.
I'm kind of busy this weekend. They're like, oh, it's the Nobel Peace Prize.
She's like, I don't have time to do this. So like, we really need you to accept this for your father.
We really need you to come to the Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Fame and induct him. Are you serious? I gotta go.
Yeah, see, this could all happen when this glut happens. The offshoot is that finally I get appreciated. And it's years after my death, though. So, yeah.
If you would like, Steve, you can unofficially adopt me, and I'll go tell those things for you.
There you go. Then
as your adoptive child,
okay.
And I'll say all the nice things about you after your death.
Yeah, people will like you because you actually knew me and you hung out with me.
And he was like a second father to me.
It's like when I meet someone that knew Booker, I just want Booker stories. They'll be like, just tell Steve stories. You'll be like, oh, he's walking around in his underwear at our house, scratching himself. Like, what? This national treasure?
He only uses
one. He giggled a lot.
Yeah, he drank your whiskey. How cool is that?
He fell through a roof once. Almost cut his artery open.
Happy noises.
Yeah.
Almost
he would
out.
always take his underwear to Key West and throw it out.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll be telling all these stories and be like, how cool is that? I had a bottle open, then he opened another fresh one. And so now I had 2 bottles open. They'll be like, that is so
they'll
cool.
just be laughing so hard. I'm like, I was so mad. Shaking my fist at him.
Oh, what a character he must have been.
He had a patented way to eat chicken wings.
They're like, you're so lucky to have hung out with him. I'm like, yeah, really.
You held that fork that he has? Oh,
I have his fork. Yeah, it's mounted. We've got it mounted above the window now.
Your whole retirement is set now.
I'm pumped.
Yeah.
You'll have to make your life, Beka.
Yeah.
I can tell him how much he loves country music blaring in the middle of
the Yes. Florida Georgia Line was his favorite. He loved those guys the most.
Be careful with this, Steve, because you don't want to piss me off before you die.
Right, this is true.
Or I'll let them know that you're into a whole bunch of weird things. Yeah. Oh, that's Steve Akeley. I'll tell you what.
I'll give you the
upside down pineapples every day.
That's right. Those Tommy Bahama shirts weren't for nothing.
Yes. So that's all going to come out of the whiskey glut. So get ready, folks.
I have a question about the whiskey glut that I just thought of. Do we think decanters would come back in the style, in the way they were before? I mean, there's decanters out there now, but they're not cool. The tacky. Yeah, do you think decanters?
I would say no, but when they're desperate, maybe it happens. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, nobody wants things anymore. That's the problem. Nobody wants to own things anymore. So I think it's going to be collectors only still, because the people are going to reminisce about that. But as a standard bourbon drinker that's out there drinking bottles, going to care about a decanter or not? I would say no, because they don't want it. They can't trade it. They can't do anything. I don't know. Maybe that stuff comes back, because if we're in a whiskey glut, there's probably a hell of a lot of other problems going on too. That maybe we're going back to that type of economy.
Right.
But it's a good question. I don't know.
I think your initial comment with any of us here is no, but then you're like, well, maybe if they're desperate. I mean,
history tends to repeat itself, is all I'm thinking.
Yeah,
it does.
Well,
it rhymes.
Me and my glut will try to do the best to keep a glut from not happening.
Jason's liver will try. He's going to try.
Yes. I'm going to try and filter through all of that.
I'm going to run, and I'm going to stay on top of this problem for us.
That's right. There you go.
And you had to help us just by having one pour a day more than now.
You got to think about it.
Do a whole Sarah McLachlan campaign.
Oh, it's going to be a huge campaign about it.
What they'll probably start doing, Steve, is put out some sort of ads where it's like 1 shot of whiskey a day. They'll try to make it medicinal again. 1 shot of whiskey a day is good for your heart. It'll keep your blood pressure down and your cholesterol down, and just to get people drinking 1 shot a day. like a
Good call.
Yeah.
Some doctor's going to have some study come out that this cures gout or something like that.
Exactly.
One shot a day.
For
Keeps your gout
$5
away.
a day, you can save.
That's right.
A whiskey distiller.
Exactly.
Yes. So there you go. There's some scenarios that may happen. We'll see. Hopefully we hit that sweet spot where it's just the enough new people coming in to match that, combined with global initiatives, and we never get into a true whiskey glut. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So there you go. We'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Darren, we'll start with you.
If you want to know what I actually thought this show was about, you should come talk to me at the ABV Barrel Shop. But you can also find me on Instagram at the Bourbon Adventures.
All right, interesting take. That's a hot take there, Tim. How about you?
I thought there's an ointment to cure the glut. I thought that's what we were talking about.
Okay.
But no, you can find me on Instagram at SwyGuy2112, who actually understood what this topic was about and talked to me about it there, or on YouTube at our flagship whiskey.
All right, Jason.
I am the Bluegrass Bourbon Baron on Instagram, and you can find me at Buzzard's Roost and
you almost got in
Bourbon
trouble.
Bistro on all of the platforms.
Yeah, he gets zapped if he says the wrong thing there.
Yes.
Yeah, Miss Beka Sue.
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, that thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy, the home of hazmat. It's the place where single barrels live, abvbarrelshop.com. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you to please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. Farnance, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
See y'all.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.